Good morning. I want to use one of the most popular and well-known Psalms this morning for the basis of this discussion. The 23rd Psalm is one that lots of people know, some people memorize. My aunt used to say it to herself every day. So it's very important to some people, but it has a deeper meaning, and I'd like to see if we can't discuss that just a little bit. So, the 23rd Psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not be in want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Like I said, this is a well-known psalm. According to the Lutheran Bible, it's one that they call a trust psalm, one where the psalmist, the author, writes about his trust in the Lord. So what I'd like to do is talk about this idea of shepherd and see if we can draw a couple of other references to shepherds from the Bible and what it might lend to us today. Because I think today we're a lot less familiar with shepherds than when the psalmist wrote this 23rd Psalm. When David went to visit Saul and his brothers in the army, and they were confronted by Goliath, David used the image of himself as a shepherd to justify his taking on Goliath. He said, I have to watch out for the sheep. When one goes astray, I have to go find them. And in the process of doing that, I have killed lions and bears. So you get the idea from David that it's not just a meek sit on the hill and watch the sheep graze, but there's active involvement, there's strength, there's power, there's protecting the sheep. It's not just watching, but taking care of the sheep. People of that time would have recognized that because it was a much more common occupation than it is today. If we jump into the New Testament, Jesus talked about himself as the Good Shepherd. I am the Good Shepherd. My sheep know me and I know them. They follow when they hear my voice. Jesus was a strong personality, but he was also a strong man. He came up and worked with his father as a carpenter and was physically strong. More importantly, he was morally strong. He was powerful. He was one with God. And when he talks about being our shepherd, he's taking the same attributes that David spoke about and applying them to us. We're the sheep. Now, if you remember in the David story, David often had to go find a sheep that had gone astray. Can any of us relate to that? I can. So I think that this image of shepherd, even though it is not that familiar to us today, is very powerful. It's the idea of one taking care of followers, one taking care of a flock that needs his protection. And Jesus is our shepherd. Now, the psalmist was before Jesus' physical time on earth, but he knew He spoke about, he wrote all the things about the Good Shepherd. And Jesus came, and now he is our Good Shepherd, and we can rely on him the same as they could rely on shepherds in the past. He takes care of us. He watches us. He herds us back when we go astray. And his strong arm is always there for us. Think about shepherds. Think about your need for a shepherd. Think about Jesus as the Good Shepherd. That'll keep us for today. That'll keep us for all time. And we will dwell in the house of the Lord forever, as the psalmist says. Good morning.